Hello students, welcome to RD Chemistry. In this video, I'll explain questions and synopsis together. So let us start now. Clemenson's reduction of ketone is carried out in the presence of which of the following? The answer is zinc amalgam with the HCl. This is the Clemenson's reduction, wherein the C double bond O of the aldehyde or ketone is reduced to the hydrocarbon part CH2 group. We can make use of either zinc amalgam along with that concentrated hydrochloric acid, or we can make use of hydrazine. Hydrazine is a NH2 single bond NH2. So it forms the product hydrazone followed by reaction with the KOH taken in the ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol. Now the second reagent would convert same aldehyde ketone into the hydrocarbon, and the second reaction is called as the Wolff-Kishner reduction. Called as the Wolff-Kishner reduction, and first one is called as the Clemenson's reduction, known as the Clemenson's reduction. And for this question, the answer is option number 1, right? Question number 2. The reagent used in the Getamen-Koch aldehyde synthesis. Now, what is this reaction? Here we have got benzene. Benzene is converted to the benzaldehyde using different types of reagent. Benzaldehyde, benzene get attached to CHO. Okay. Here we have got hydrogen here. Now, for this we have to make use of the carbon monoxide in the presence of HCl, and you have to make use of the anhydrous anhydrous aluminium chloride. So we'll get a CHO group. Okay, this is called the Getamen-Koch reaction. The answer is option number 4. Now we have got the palladium and barium sulfate. That reaction is called as the Rosenmann's reduction. Called as the Rosenmann's reduction. Now, what is Rosenmann reduction? Rosenmann reduction is you take acid chloride C double bond O Cl, correct? And you make use of hydrogen gas in the presence of palladium mixed with the barium sulfate. Otherwise, aldehyde form is getting converted again to the reduced to the alcohol group. So we are preventing that further reduction using the barium sulfate. So remove this Cl in the form of HCl. So finally we are going to get aldehyde. So hydrogen is introduced. This is the Rosenmann reduction. And for this question, answer is option number 4. Okay. Question number 3. In Tollens reagent, aldehyde. What is Tollens reagent? Tollens reagent is ammoniacal silver nitrate solution. Ammoniacal silver nitrate solution. And its chemical composition is a CH3, AgNH3, twice, and total charge is +1 charge. So this is a complex, silver complex. Suppose there is a aldehyde, and this Tollens reagent is oxidizing agent. So it becomes RCOOH. And also we are using the alkali medium sodium hydroxide. It forms the sodium salt of the carboxylic acid. Okay. And the silver ion which is present in the complex is reduced to the silver metal. Therefore, silver is a precipitate on the inner part of the surface of the test tube. Therefore, this test is also called as the known as the silver mirror test. Called as the silver mirror test. Whereas the ketones do not react. Only aldehydes are oxidized. Ketones are not oxidized. Okay. So remember, we'll get the carboxylic acid but form sodium salt. Okay, that means getting oxidized, not reduced. Suppose you are going to get silver, it's a silver metal. So therefore, the answer is aldehyde is getting oxidized, Tollens reagent getting reduced, right? Question number 4. Aldehyde and ketones are differentiated by using. Now, previously I told you Tollens reagent. There are two types of reactions or test. One is the Tollens reagent test, and other one is the failing solution test. Failing solution test. and both these react to the aldehyde, and since these are oxidizing agent, so the carboxylic are getting oxidized to give aldehyde is getting oxidized to give carboxylic acid, but it forms the corresponding sodium salt because we are using the basic medium, alkaline medium. Okay. Suppose it's a tolerance reagent, color wise, this is a silver mirror, we are going to get silver precipitate, and in case of failing solution test, we get a brown red color of the cuprous oxide. Clear? So here we have got option number 3, silver nitrate in ammonium hydroxide is a tolerance reagent. It is clear. Question number 5. Failings A and failings B are. These are failing solution. There are two common solution A and solution B. So it is a copper sulfate solution with the alkaline solution of sodium potassium tartarate. Sodium potassium tartarate is also called the Rochelle's salt. Okay, Rochelle's salt. Name of the scientist. The answer is option number 2. Remember, here copper is in +2 state. It forms the complex with the sodium potassium tartarate. Tartarate is the ligand there, form the complex. In the presence of alkaline medium, generally we take sodium hydroxide. Correct? Okay. Second one is the answer. Question number 6 about the iodoform reaction. Reagent with which both acetaldehyde, this acetaldehyde is an aldehyde, and acetone is a ketone, and ketone react with. Okay. Failing solution only reacts with aldehyde but not with the ketone. What is this? Iodine and sodium hydroxide. This is a haloform reaction. Haloform. I'll explain little later. Tolerance reagent, you know that it reacts only with the aldehyde but not with the ketone. Carbonic acid is a H2CO3. So this is a acidic in nature. It should react to the base which we don't have. So acetaldehyde ketone does not react. Now, to answer iodoform reaction or haloform reaction, the compound must contain CH3CO group together and any other R group. It can be hydrogen, it can be CH3. Okay. So compost must contain the methyl keto compound, then only it can answer the iodoform reaction. So it undergoes oxidation to give CH3 becomes CHI3 for iodoform reaction, or in general CHX3 haloform. And the second part getting oxidized to give RCOONA. Okay. That means this iodoform reagent is a oxidizing agent. It can convert the keto compound, methyl keto compound into corresponding the carboxylic acid salt, but carbon CH3CO group breaks here. So the answer is option number 2, right? Question number 7. Which of the following pairs can be distinguished by sodium hypoiodide? What is sodium hypoiodide? Iodide NaOI. And this is formed from mixture of sodium hydroxide and the iodine. Now, this is known as the haloform reaction, and specifically this is the iodoform reaction, correct? The question is, one of the compounds should react, other should not react. The pair should be distinguished. One should react, other should not react. Now, you know that to answer iodoform reaction, compound must contain CH3CO group like this and any other R group. They should be CH3CO together. Methyl keto should be together. Now, if you see the first option, there is a CH3, C double bond OH, correct? So it can answer, because there is a CH3CO group, it can answer the iodoform reaction. See that in the same option, first option, there is a CH3, C double bond OCH3. The compound contain CH3CO together. Both contain CH3CO together. Both can answer. If both can answer, it cannot distinguish. One should react, other should not react. So first one is not the answer. So we'll go by option. We'll go for second option. In the second option, we see CH3, CH2, and then C double bond OH. CO group is there and CH3 is far away from each other, not directly attached. So this will not react. C, it's a pair. Next one, CH3CO and CH3. CH3CO together. So this can answer iodoform reaction. So one does not react, other one does react. So you can distinguish, right? So the answer is option number 2. Clear? Right? Question number 8. The compound has the vapor density 29. On warming with an aqueous solution, alkali and halogen, it should be halogen. Okay, and halogen, let it be I2, and they are given the yellow precipitate. Remember, alkali when you bring and halogen together, iodoform reaction, CHI3 is formed. Remember, This is the iodoform and this is the yellow in color. Iodoforms are yellow in color. Vapor density is 29. And you know that to answer iodoform reaction, compound must contain CH3, CO group together in any other R group. Okay. Now, vapor density into 2 is equal to molecular mass. That means 29 into 2 is equal to 9 2s are 18, 1, 5, 58. 58 molecular mass should be there and they should be CH3 CO together. Right? Now, let us check the option number 3 as trial and error basis. Okay. But, we also should know that, which is now not there in the syllabus, alcohols of this structure can answer the iodoform reaction because iodoform is a oxidizing agent. This is a secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol can be oxidized to give CH3, CO and CH3. Further, it can react to the iodoform reagent. Okay, remember, primary alcohol can be oxidized to aldehyde. Secondary alcohols can be oxidized to give ketone because iodoform is a oxidizing agent, reagent it is. Okay, let us check with this one. Therefore, there are 3 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So, carbon 12 into 3 is equal to 36. Oxygen is 6 and hydrogen is 6 altogether. Oxygen is 16. That makes 18, correct? 1, 3, 4, 5, 58. So, these are the molecular mass 58 because they given vapor density 29. But whereas this compound, option number 2, the molecular mass is not 58. So I can conclude that third one is the answer. Okay, right? Remember student, iodoform is one of the important reaction we have. Next question, addition and condensation reaction. Compound that neither forms semicarbazone and oxime. Now, forming semicarbazone and oxime are the reactions of, okay, aldehydes and ketones only. I'll give the reaction where C double bond O reacts with the uh, hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine. This is hydroxylamine. It okay removes a molecular water to give C double bond NOH. This is a forming oxime. Now, semicarbazone is formed by the semicarbazide. So, semicarbazide is NH2, NHCO, and NH2. This is semicarbazide. Here it also reacts with the semicarbazide to give semicarbazone C double bond O, C double bond N, NHCO, and NH2. Correct? This is react. This is aldehyde react. This is aldehyde reacts. Okay. Now there are two options here. Now see the fourth structure CH3 C double bond O NH and CH3. If you see the structure properly, nitrogen has lone pair of electron. It is involved in the resonance with the C double bond O. So what will happen now? It becomes COH. Okay, this becomes CH3 COH double bond N. Okay, and CH3 becomes. So it loses its carbonyl carbon which should have been there for the aldehyde ketone. So option number fourth one is the answer. Whereas here CH3CO CH2Cl, the Cl does not affect the CO group because it is far away from the CO group. Right? So option number D is the answer. Question number 10. Arrange the following compounds in the increasing order of reactivity nucleophilic substitution addition reaction. Now remember here, for aldehyde ketone, the smallest molecule easily reacts. Now if I write the structure for the compound number 1, ethanol, ethanol is CH3, C double bond OH. Compound number 2 is propanol, CH3, CH2, C double bond OH. And compound number 3 is propanol CH3, C double bond OCH3. Remember in general, aldehydes are more reactive compared to ketones because in ketone on either side of the CO there are groups are attached. So that makes a CO group. Okay, less hindered one compared to the aldehyde. So aldehydes are more reactive compared to ketone. And the fourth option or the fourth compound you have got butanone. So CH3, C double bond O, CH2 and CH3. 4 carbon atom ketone. Okay, so which is highly reactive now. So they can smaller than. So first compound, smallest compound, correct? Next smallest compound, which one? So compound number 2 and compound number 3 is there. Same number of carbon atom. So aldehyde is more reactive. I can write 2 here. More reactive. Then comes option number 3. And bulkier molecule is a butanone. Butanone will react slowly. So it should be reverse way around 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Option number 3 is the answer. Okay, right? Question number 11. Which of the following does not form bisulfide addition product with a sodium bisulfide solution? Remember, student, aldehydes and ketone reactive decreases when bulkiness increases. Bigger molecules slowly react. Here, acetophenone is the largest structure, ketone. Okay, so as it becomes bulkier, reactive decreases, and sodium bisulfide does not react with this compound. This is known as the acetophenone. Option number 2 is the answer. Question number 12 about the aldol condensation and the Canals reaction. To undergo aldol condensation, compound must contain alpha hydrogen atom. If there is no alpha hydrogen atom, then the molecule can undergo Cannizaro's reaction. And the reagent for both the reactions same. You have to make use of alkali, either sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, or barium hydroxide. Right? Yeah. Now, aldol reaction should not occur aldol condensation, but it can answer Cannizzaro. See the option number 3. This compound does not contain alpha hydrogen atom. With respect to the functional group, if there is a next carbon atom, the next carbon atom is alpha. Alpha carbon is not there, therefore alpha hydrogen is also not there. Therefore, this can undergo Cannizaro's reaction, but not aldol reaction. Whereas other molecules contain the alpha carbon atom and alpha hydrogen. CO group. Alpha carbon is there, alpha hydrogen is there. CO group is there, next carbon is alpha carbon, alpha hydrogen is there. CO group is there, next carbon is alpha and hydrogen is alpha hydrogen. So option number 1, option number 2, option number 3 can undergo aldol, but option number 3 can undergo only Cannizzaro. Answer is option number 3. Question number 13. Identify the reaction which is used to obtain beta hydroxy ketone. I'll give the answer directly here. So when they form aldol condensation product, the first step is the aldol reaction. Addition take place. Okay, that is called the beta hydroxy ketone is formed. When beta hydroxy ketone is subjected to dehydration on heating, that will give the alpha beta unsaturated either aldehyde or ketone. So that comes under the aldol condensation. Okay. Next question. Which of the following product is formed when acetone react to the barium hydroxide? So let me take acetone CH3, C double bond O CH3, correct? Now with respect to the CO group, the next carbon is alpha and the hydrogen is known as the alpha hydrogen atom. Now barium hydroxide is alkali. If there is a alpha hydrogen alkali, it should undergo aldol reaction. So remember about the aldol reaction. What we need to do is I'll write down one more molecule for the condensation. I'll write hydrogen here. Then I'll write C double bond and C3. I've written alpha hydrogen separately. Now here the compound does not give finally alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde ketone because they have stopped at the aldol product. Okay. Now in this case it can be ketol because acetone is given, ketone is given. So remember like this, write the hydrogen here, alpha hydrogen on the oxygen, carbon carbon new bond formation. So I'll write final structure for the only for the addition reaction. So we are going to add. So I'll write this CH3 here separately. Okay. Then it is attached to the CH2, then C double bond O and CH3. So you have to get this structure. Now if I remove water molecule, then finally it will be the alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde ketone we are going to get. But that is not given here. Okay. So look at this structure carefully. There should be keto compound, keto group, and the alcohol. It's called a ketol. Ketol. Just like aldol, aldehyde and alcohol. Okay, right? So see carefully and check this one out. Okay. So it is matching with if you see carefully now see here. Okay, so we have got this group. See this group carefully, CH3 CCH3OH. So this is here, correct? Next one in between CH2 is there, correct? Then we have got CO and CH3, correct? CO and CH3. So first one is the answer, right? Question number 15. Can the reaction not given by? To answer can is a reaction, the compound must not contain alpha hydrogen atom. If it is there, then it undergoes aldol reaction. That means if the compound contains alpha hydrogen atom, it does not undergo Cannizzaro. See, option number 2 is the answer here because we have got CH3, C double bond OH. With respect to CO group, next carbon is alpha carbon and the hydrogen present is called the alpha hydrogen atom. So this undergoes aldol but not Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, fine. Next question, which of the following will respond to Cannizzaro reaction? To undergo Cannizzaro reaction, the compound must not contain alpha hydrogen atom. Let's see the first option. Propanol 1, 2. Propanol is an aldehyde. Propanol, correct? So they are given carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, correct? So second carbon 2, 2 dimethyl propanol, correct? So your CH3 should be there. With respect to CO group, there is a alpha carbon atom. Alpha carbon atom is there. Next carbon is alpha carbon. Next carbon is beta carbon. Alpha carbon is there, but on this carbon atom, alpha carbon atom, directly hydrogen is not attached. So alpha hydrogen is not there. Therefore, this can undergo the Cannizzaro reaction, whereas the acetaldehyde and the propionaldehyde can undergo the aldol reaction. So the answer is option number 1. Clear? Question number 17. The compound has given like this. A given carbon atom attached to CH3, CH3, CH3. Correct? See, with respect to the functional group CHO, next carbon is alpha. Correct? Shows Cannizzaro reaction. This alpha carbon atom does not have hydrogen, alpha hydrogen. Therefore, it can undergo the Cannizzaro reaction. That means there is the absence of the alpha hydrogen atom. Okay, right? Question number 18 about the carboxylic acid preparation. An oxygen compound, oxygen containing organic compound upon oxygen gives carboxylic acid as the only organic product with molecular mass higher by 14 units. Organic compound could be. Now remember, in general, we have got the alcohols are getting oxidized to give the aldehyde, and aldehydes are getting oxidized to give the carboxylic acids. Okay, right. Now let me take R CH2OH. Okay. Now let me convert to aldehyde. Aldehyde is RCHO. Correct. Let this be the molecular mass. M be the molecular mass. Now what will happen here? Let me take M only. Is it the same structure, same molecular formula? No. If you carefully look at, okay, 2 hydrogens less. I'll write minus 2H. 2 hydrogen atoms are less. Correct. So minus 2 I can write. Correct now? So molecular mass decreased by 2 units. So this cannot be the answer. Okay. Now, if I start directly with the aldehyde to give carboxylic acid, RCOOH. Suppose M is the molecular mass. We are adding one oxygen extra. That means here M plus 16 it becomes, correct? Atom mass of oxygen 16. So, but they are given 14 units extra, not the answer. So what you can do is now, primary alcohol you directly convert into the carboxylic acid, RCOOH. Is it okay? Now see carefully, if M is the molecular mass of this primary alcohol, now let the molecular mass be, okay, M. Now we are adding one extra oxygen, 16, correct? And but we are removing two hydrogens here. So we are removing two hydrogen, adding one oxygen here, but we are removing two hydrogen, correct? So add plus 16 minus 12 do. So this is M plus 14 become. So primary alcohol directly oxidized to give the carboxylic acid with the molecular mass increased by 14 units, not 16 units. Okay. So the starting material should be the primary alcohol. So the answer is option number 2. Okay, right? Next question. When this compound, the CH2 double bond CHCOH, when reduced with the lithium aluminum hydride, remember lithium aluminum is the strongest reducing agent, it can convert carboxylic acid directly to the alcohol with the formula CH2OH. That means COOH. Suppose this is RCOH, it will become RCH2OH. Okay, right? Now, nothing will happen to the double bond here. That means double bond will remain as such, no change. But the COH becomes CH2OH. Correct? So, what is the answer? Answer is option number 2. Correct? Huh? Yes. Next one about the HVZ reaction, HVZ reaction, Hell-Ollard-Zelinsky reaction. Hell-Ollard Zelinsky reaction. Okay. So this chapter is one of the important chapter for organic chemistry. Okay. Read the entire chapter. I am discussing briefly here. Okay. Now, what is the HVZ reaction? Suppose there is a carboxylic acid containing alpha hydrogen atom with respect to function group. Next carbon is alpha carbon, hydrogen is alpha hydrogen. Suppose I carry out halogenation in the presence of red phosphorus. What will happen? It undergoes alpha halogenation like this. Okay. Now let me take a chlorine and phosphorus and this carboxylic acid. So CH3, CH, I'll write that alpha hydrogen separately, then COOH. Reacts the chlorine and red phosphorus here. So alpha hydrogenation CH3. So it is a CHCl, then it is a COOH. Then you bring alcoholic KOH. What is the use of alcoholic KOH? Dehydrohalogenation. Removes hydrogen and chlorine from the neighboring carbon atom. So chlorine is already there. So it removes the hydrogen from the neighboring carbon atom. So alpha and the beta. So remove hydrogen from the beta. So it becomes CH2. Now double bond CH. Okay. So removing HCl from the neighboring molecules. So it becomes COOH. This should be the answer. So that is in the case of option number 2. Okay. Right. Next question under reactions with ammonia. You know that carboxylic acid, acidic in nature, they should react to the bases. But when they frame the questions, organic chemistry question is a mixture of the reagent that we give. Now, what they given is, okay, here it is actually it is NH3, I think is not visible for you. And you are given deltas and heated, and here they are given P2O5, which is a dehydrating agent. So let me write the reaction again. CH3COOH. It reacts with the ammonia, acid-base reaction to give ammonium salt of the acetic acid, ammonium salt. And after that, this is X. After the heated strongly to remove water molecule. When remove water molecule becomes CH3, C double bond O, and it becomes NH2. It becomes amide. Okay, this is an amide, and this is compound Y here. Then after that, it is treated with the phosphorus pentoxide, which is a dehydrating agent. Remove water molecule. So when you remove water molecule like this, so H2O is removed. So left with the CH3, C, and N is there. In between, introduce a triple bond. So cyanide we are going to get methyl cyanide or ethane nitride. Answer is option number 3. Okay. Next question, decarboxylation reaction. For that, we can make the soda lime. Soda lime is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide in the ratio 3:1. Okay. Now, I'll write the simple reaction. I'll take directly carboxylic acid, the presence of soda lime. So, decarboxylation occurs to give RH, hydrocarbon. So, carbon dioxide removed. So, we can write different ways of this reaction. But they are given benzoic acid. Benzoic acid, benzene attached to COOH. In the presence of soda lime, remove this carbon dioxide, decarboxylation. So attached benzene to the hydrogen. So it will be finally benzene ring. So the answer is option number 2. Okay. So we are using aromatic hydrocarbon, aromatic carboxylic acid, we get aromatic hydrocarbon. So in general, hydrocarbons. Okay. Right. Next one, question on the acidic strength. Phenol and benzoic acid may be distinguished by phenol, okay, benzene attached to it is the less acidic compared to the benzoic acid. Benzoic is stronger acid. It can react with the sodium bicarbonate and releases carbon dioxide gas. So you must have studied effervescence are seen. So this is one of the Viva questions under carboxylic acid. Whereas the phenol is a weaker acid, cannot react with the weaker base like sodium bicarbonate. Whereas the option number 2 and option number 3, sodium metal and sodium hydroxide reacts with both the phenol and the benzoic acid because sodium hydroxide and sodium metal are the stronger base compared to sodium bicarbonate. Remember, sodium bicarbonate weaker base, reacts only with the carboxylic acid but not with the phenol, so you can distinguish. Both should not react. One should react, other should not react. So the answer is option number 1. Okay. Question number 24. Acidic nature of carboxylic acid, they are given here ionization is due to what? See here, carboxylic acids are acidic in nature. Any substance that releases protons in the solution is called as acidic nature. So H plus is produced. That means this carboxylic acid should be acidic in nature because it produces protons here, correct? It produces proton. Now what will happen? Once this carboxylate ion is produced, this is known as carboxylate ion. See the word here, carboxylate is given, carboxylate is given. Okay. This carboxylate ion undergoes resonance, so we'll get the equivalent structure like this. Okay. So the negative charge is there on the both the oxidant, so the negative charge is delocalized. We get an equivalent structure like this. So this is more stable compared to the carboxylic acid. Okay, right? So therefore answer is option number 3, greater resonance stabilization of the carboxylate ion over the carboxylic acid. When this carboxylate is stabilized, it will not take a proton H plus easily and does not undergo a backward reaction. More the resonance stabilization, this H plus ion becomes free. Okay, so the answer is option number 3. The last question of the day. Propionic acid and KOH react to produce which of the following? Now let me write the structure. Prop 3 carbon atoms, and this is the carboxylic acid, propionic acid. Rest should be CH3 and CH2 here. And reacts to the KOH. You know the nature of the KOH. This should be a base. And we have got carboxylic acid. What will happen? Acid base reaction neutralization, get salt and water. Now what is the salt we are going to get? CH3, CH2, COO minus and K plus, correct? And H plus and OH minus will combine to give water molecule, correct? So we'll get a potassium salt of the that propionoic acid or propionate. So the answer is option number 1. Okay? Yeah. So I have briefly explained the questions along with the synopsis part. It is a lengthy chapter. I request you people to read entire organic chemistry as it is, which is there in the NCERT textbook. Because when they set the question paper, it is a mixture of all the chapters that are going to appear in one organic chemistry question. Okay? So I wish you very good luck. Do well in examination. Be thorough with the organic chemistry, first PUC and second PUC, that is class 11 and class 12. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.